Okay. So personal insight, um, kind of my own philosophy when it comes to work and the merger between work and life, and then some practical applications, two of them in particular. So being married to a therapist and simply being myself, I tend to be pretty introspective and interested in things like um, core values and the like. So, two of my core values would be authenticity and honesty. Um, these are things that are brought up and discussed every week, multiple times a week. They come out constantly. I It's my own personal way of handling this. I try to and prefer to not create a sharp separation between me as an individual, human being, me as a person, um, and my work. The way that I work, what I do when I go start my truck and I go to people's houses is an extension of who I am and how I function in my own personal life. And I take those core values to what it is that I do. If I feel like in performing my work, I cannot be authentic, that I cannot be honest, I will not want to do it. And this does come out at times. There have been multiple occasions over the years. I've been doing this now for 19 years. There have been multiple occasions over the years where I have been asked, even recently, to be less than authentic and less than honest. Sometimes it may come out when I'm asked for this, it may come out in ways that are um, crafty, um, not quite direct, but it does come out. There are a lot of stereotypes that people have about the home inspection industry and whether or not people are honest or can be honest in the home inspection industry or real estate at large. And I'm here to tell you that it's absolutely true. There are a lot of bad people in the world. We know them. And, real estate is made up of the same group of people, just like anything else. Uh, um, Whether you are a politician or, are in the military or a police officer or you're a server at McDonald's, whatever it is, those places are microcosms of society at large, and you're going to have bad actors and you're going to have good actors. There's a lot that goes on in a real estate transaction, and there's a million things going on with what I do in my profession as a home inspector. And having those core values not only are directly applicable and beneficial to the clientele that I serve, but first and foremost, um, they're mine. They're my core values. They're things that matter to me. I willfully and with knowledge know that those values cost me. They cost me money all the time, every week, because I am unwilling to be dishonest. And most people would think would understand that, but they probably wouldn't take it to the degree that I can, because not only am I unwilling to be dishonest, but I'm also unwilling to not be authentic. What that means for me, applying it in this case, is me being myself, totally myself. Um, my own personality and how I communicate and how I produce reports and how I communicate the reports. And just like in my personal life, that is not for everyone. Same thing in business. It's not that I don't know how to kiss people's asses. It's that I'm completely unwilling to. Because to do that, as far as I'm concerned, would require not only me being inauthentic, but would require a level of dishonesty. And because I don't, and other people do, I'm not blind. I can see that other people use other inspectors. I can see that I do some of someone's inspections. It is what it is. As long as I can go to work on a daily basis, be honest and be authentic, and I can feed my family, that's ultimately all I care about. I really don't care if I'm doing 1,300 home inspections a year. I really don't care if I'm making 4,000, 9,000, or $15,000. If I'm making an extra $6,000 because I have to kiss people's asses, or I have to be inauthentic, or I have to be dishonest, I don't want to do it. I have to go to sleep when I come home. I have to be capable of feeling like I was real with people. That is a really serious core value to me. And it isn't to everyone. Some people want to be, ultimately, when it comes down to it, some people want to be cheap. Some people don't want to be real. Some people don't want people to be real with them. There's people watching this right now that definitely and absolutely describes. They don't want that. They want to be um, catered to. They want to be um, treated like a commodity. I will bend over backwards for people, but I won't be dishonest and I won't be inauthentic. Now, applying that to two things. One is not controversial and one is a little bit controversial. The thing that's not controversial. I just went back to a house yesterday completely for free, no charge. It took me an hour and a half to get there. It took me an hour and a half to get back. I spent 3 hours there, more than I needed to, with two people. It was the third time that I've been to this person's house. I did the inspection for her, I believe in like June or July, something like that. It was hot. I remember that. And it was a 1940s house, I believe 1948. Um, and honestly, it wasn't in terrible condition for its age. You know, you're going to have me do an inspection on a 1948 house. I'm inspecting the houses the same. I may grade certain things differently or communicate things differently. But if you have me go to a 1993 house or a 1948 house, you're going to get a report that's going to reflect those things. Okay. The the person and people that need to be prepared and be preparing for that would be A, the buyer, and B, the representative. If you've got somebody who just simply cannot handle buying an old home, whether that's 1948 or 1928, then you're going to need to prepare them for that. And if you're buying one that's like that, you need to be prepared for that because the inspection is going to yield those results. Okay? Um, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad at all. It was in, if anything, it was in better condition than I expected it to be. Um, it did need a new roof, but I don't think anyone was surprised by that. It was a flipped property. And I've noticed this at times where like someone will go in and they'll flip things and they'll leave one major item that they can either disclose or utilize as like a bartering tool. So, or maybe they'll even get lucky and no one will ask them. So in this case, the roof needed to be replaced and they agreed immediately. And I mean, that's not a bad tactic, honestly, because if you think about it, okay, let's say that, you know, X roof would typically cost $12,000, but you've got a guy that can do it for $8,500. And but you know, maybe you don't have to pay that guy to do that because most people are just walking into the house and are totally amazed at the new floors and the new paint and the brand new kitchen appliances. Um, and that's really all that they're paying attention to. A certain percentage of people won't even have a home inspection. Okay, which is weird, but okay, fine. You buy your $500,000 home, don't have a home inspection because gosh darn it, you save 500 bucks. But in any case, there's a percentage of people that won't even have a home inspection or won't even ask for a certain thing to be done. In any case, they had buyers asked to have the roof replaced. Roof is replaced. Great. Buyer moved in. Old lady, single old lady. And this is where the honesty and authenticity thing and my own personalities kind of come out. And she has been, um, not a word, vultured by the pariahs. She's been pariahed. And I see this all the time. This is a thing. It's an absolute thing. Old people, and especially old women, because contractors, like any other industry, home inspectors, realtors, mortgage brokers, uh, military, the police, they're made up of people that live in society, and a lot of people are bad people. And certain industries are going to pull that out of people even more than they would otherwise. When you have sales that are dependent upon you potentially uh, leaving things out, omission, or inserting things, commission, error, and omission. Um, the challenge to you when dollars are on the line is going to be huge. I understand those challenges. I reject them. I am also in a position to not need to feel that weight. I don't. If I can't pay my mortgage, let me know. I'll probably feel the weight. Other than that, I don't. I am a little bit insulated from it. Contractors are just like anyone else. They have the ability to fall prey to those innate weaknesses that we all have as human beings. And man, they will sell people shit. That's what they'll do. A lot of them. This client has contacted me on multiple occasions because she was being told by chimney contractors, two of them, that her chimneys, two of them, needed to be torn down. And I told her, like, you do not need to. Your chimneys are older. They function fine. You should also take into consideration, do you have any intention to use them for wood burning purposes? No, I do not. I might want to use them for gas. Like, they're fine. She was being sold this and that, totally nervous, doesn't have a lot of money. And I said, look, I'll tell you what, I will come back to the home and I'm going to inspect everything again from ground up for free. I don't want to see anyone's bids. I don't want to see any contractors' reports. I don't want to see anything. I'm not even going to look back at my report. I'm just going to do everything completely from scratch. So I did. Hour and a half back to the house, 3 hours there, hour and a half back again. Did the inspection, catered everything to her in particular. So I augmented a lot of my notes and I put things like, immediate or 2 to 5 years and things like that. I couldn't believe that she was told by two different contractors that these chimneys that I have now inspected 2 times needed to be torn down. The bids that she got to tear two chimneys down and rebuild them again were like $14,000 or $15,000. She was like in tears. And tears again when I told her emphatically, A, to not listen to them, B, to never allow them onto the property again, C, to contact me if she has any contractor who tries to sell her something that she thinks may be wrong, and 4, that she absolutely did not need to do that work. If you are a contractor and you are going out and you see an old woman or old people in general, but an old woman, and you find that as an opportunity to sell something, something's wrong with you. You have problems. If you can look back on the last year of your life and you have made X sales and X amount of dollars in your pocket based upon the fact that somebody was older, probably had some money and might be gullible, and you sold them something, you have to live with that. You're an asshole. That's what you are. Total prick. Authenticity and honesty. If you can't make money doing that, you're in the wrong industry and something's wrong with you. Application number 2. I'll share my screen. I have some competitors, as we all do. Market is very saturated. It's a weird thing to be doing this as long as I have, because I can tell you a couple things about us in, I'll just stay with Clark County, Southwest Washington, Clark County. At this moment, there is only one other company that originated at the time that we did that's still in business. One. It is no longer owned by the same person, and it's a franchise. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with franchises. I'm just saying there's one. Okay. So everybody else that's here has come lately. Maybe their name is Johnny and they've come lately. I don't know. But they have come lately. There's a few other people that are kind of semi-retired at this point that started around the time that I personally did. They don't do a lot of work. Most of the people that are my primary competitors have been doing this less than half of the time that I did. And one that I'm thinking of in particular, I did their inspection. I'm going to share my screen. Sure. I'm not going to show who that is. That's what you're thinking I'm going to do. That's not what I'm going to do. I want to talk about this. Best of Clark County. And I want to tell you that I have some experience with it. And I want to tell you why I do not do it. And it costs me. Remember, these values, authenticity, honesty, they cost. They are costly things. And I value them more than I value money. And I do it enough, and I do value it enough that I've put my money where my mouth is. It's not that I don't understand how to run a business. It's that I refuse to do things that I think are inauthentic and dishonest. This is bullshit. Everyone around here sees this, and I'm sure that there are other companies that are in other cities that have this type of thing. But here's what this is. Because we get the invites, and I've done it before, one time like 8 years ago. Company did it. It wasn't completely my decision. You are contacted, or it's an option. You can see the opening is open, okay, to be best of blank in Clark County. Okay. What does that involve? Is there anything organic about it whatsoever? No, not at all. What's involved with this is first to be nominated. What does it take to be nominated? It takes you. It takes you and your team blowing up people's phones and emails, asking them to go to this website and nominate you. Congratulations. Okay. And then after you're one of 5 nominated home inspection companies or whatever industry it is, you then have to blow people's phones up, put things on social media, send people emails, and whoever has this war of attrition, completely not organic, completely not reflective in any way whatsoever of the quality of anyone's work, other than the work of marketing, I guess, bothering people, being inauthentic. You then win, potentially, or are in the top 5 of best of Clark County, where you can then utilize stickers and material, proportional material, that you get to often pay the Columbian for. So that you can then show to your clientele that you're the best. Honesty, authenticity. This would be easy for me. This would not be difficult. I have 20 something years and 35,000 clients that we have done inspections for over the years that I could easily get their information, blow them up, and keep hitting send until I get not only nominated, but win Best of Clark County, where I can then take promotional materials and JPEGs and stickers to intentionally mislead clients to hire me. Who wants to do that? That feels really, really gross. Really gross. And is it effective? Yes. Because inauthenticity and dishonesty in business are really, really effective. And that's it.